Hi there, I hope you're keeping well. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Angela. I share information on nutrition and how to use food as medicine, either to protect yourself. I haven't gone through that journey myself a few years ago, stage 3 cancer. I share practical tips on what I did and the sort of foods I used during active treatment as well. So if you truly want to optimize your health and just understand more about how we can use food as medicine, click on the subscribe button so that you can get videos when they get uploaded, and also the notification bell. And also share these videos, very important information. So if, for example, someone has had diagnosis for cancer and they're not too sure, don't just wait for the doctors to do it all for you. They won't. The person needs to, at home, support what they're doing with food. Don't rely on the treatment alone. The doctors are trained to give conventional cancer treatment, and those treatments are from plant anyway. But we have food. God has blessed us with foods that have medicinal value. We just need to apply ourselves to it, allow it to heal our bodies. Okay, that's my rant. My last video, I started with some foods that I've already shared. So today, the first one we're going to talk about is carotenoids. Are a group of fruits and vegetables that have very vibrant colors, either green, orange, yellow, or red. And these colors are as a result of pigments present in this food. So alpha carotene, beta carotene, lycopene, and lutein. There are a long list of food in this category. Beetroot is there, chili, carrot, pomegranate, tomato. This combination of these two have lycopene and watermelon as well. And research points to helping fight prostate cancer. So grape as well is in that category, has a lot of lycopene. Pawpaw we have back in Africa. Mango we have present in Africa, readily available. Tomato as well. So a lot of these foods are readily available all over the world. They're foods we already probably use, but it's just good to understand and know that these foods actually can be used as medicine, and also to be able to focus on these foods when probably thinking of protecting yourself from cancer or even fighting it. Kale is in that group as well. So studies show that including these foods in your diet has been linked to a reduction or reduced risk of prostate cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, cervical cancer, bladder cancer, mouth cancer, esophageal and skin cancer. So really good. These foods are packed with antioxidants. They decrease oxidative damage, and oxidative damage is linked to cancer growth, limit cancer cell growth as well, increase cancer cell death. So very important, because one of the reasons cancer cells start to grow is cells that refuse to die. They have a mind of their own, they start growing out of proportion. Otherwise, cells generally have a life cycle and they should die, and cancer cells don't. They start continuing to grow. So these foods increase cancer cell death. So those are some of the benefits of this food. So if you're already including these foods in your diet, you're doing the right thing. Carry on, because these foods actually do bring a lot of benefit to us. So let's look at omega-3. Optimal levels of omega-3 fatty acids have been linked to reduced risk in renal cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, and other cancers. So omega-3, also for someone already going through chemotherapy, improves the efficacy of chemotherapy. So good to include in your diet, especially during treatment. You can also take clean supplement. I will leave a link below for some omega product that I promote. Anchovies as well are good. They're cheap. Sardines, cheap. Mackerel, cheap. You can get the tinned or the fresh. Where you can't get fresh, use tinned. Better than nothing. Then also, salmon is oily fish as well. If you can get the wild salmon, even better, because it has more benefit in terms of omega-3. The farmed salmon, probably they feed them antibiotics. Not too good, because those antibiotics end up interacting with our bodies as well. So wild fish better. Again, we are very blessed back at home, because sometimes you can go to the seaside in some parts of Nigeria, for example, and get fresh fish. So as part of omega-3, you can also include seaweed in your diet. Seaweed is packed with omega-3. And actually, the omega-3 that we get from fish, the fish gets it from seaweed, because seaweed is what the fish feed on. So they get the omega-3 from seaweed. If we can eat seaweed, then we're getting the omega-3 directly from the plant. So this is from Costco. Thanks, Ify, for this. And it is roasted seasoned seaweed. If you can get the fresh, even better. Some places you have it, but seaweed is really good as well. And I think some health shop have the capsule as well. We also have categories of nuts and seeds that actually help fight cancer, and I normally have a mix of them. In this jar, I've got flaxseed. Flaxseed is also very rich in omega-3. One of the, if you are a vegetarian, that's one of the plant sources of omega-3, flaxseed. And but on the list for cancer-fighting nuts, walnuts, dried walnuts are top, almonds, pistachios. So for fats, what I would say is replace your butter with olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is very, very good and has phytonutrients that fight cancer. So include this, reduce the vegetable oil if you can, and increase your use of olive oil. Use it as drizzle on dressing for your salad. Use it to saute gently, but do not heat it to its smoking point. I think it has about 350 smoking point. Don't heat it too much until it starts to smoke, basically, because it would now become carcinogenic, which means it becomes poisonous and counterproductive then. So you can use it for your stews. What I do is when I add it, I add my vegetables immediately before it gets, and it cooks with the vegetable rather than heat it by itself. So that's a good way to use olive oil. Coconut oil, same thing. Don't heat it till it smokes. Very good. Has cancer fighting properties as well. So in terms of vegetable oil, I know we use vegetable oil a lot, but because these oils are processed, they're not the best, so don't use too much of them. On the list for cancer fighting berries, top on that list is blackberries and then blueberries. All berries are good, but I would say choose the less sugary ones. So blackberries, for example, are not too sugary, but packed with antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties that fight cancer. So this is widely known, and I'm sure you're already including this in your diet because it is common knowledge that blueberries fight cancer. But top on that list is actually blackberries for cancer fighting. And also for these, if someone is going through treatment, or even just for prevention, but for treatment really, a cup of this every day, a combination of blackberry and blueberry, a cup of those two, maybe in a smoothie with some of the fruits I talked about in the carotenoids, would do you a lot of good. Let's look at the curcuminoids. In this group is turmeric, which I won't talk about. Turmeric is very potent to cancer cells, can cause cancer cell death. So laboratory and animal studies show that turmeric is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, can inhibit the growth of cancer cells, stop them from growing and growing blood vessels, which is angiogenesis, and also can regulate cancer cell death. So very, very important. This studies was done in mice, and it's also been shown to be effective for arthritis in humans as well because of its anti-inflammatory property. Turmeric is so potent, it actually interferes with some chemotherapy medication. So if someone is going through chemotherapy, I would advise you stop taking turmeric until after the chemotherapy treatment, or find out from your doctor what chemo drug the person is taking, so that if it's one that turmeric interacts with, you avoid it. If it's not, then you carry on. Also for arthritis as well, they say it sometimes can overdose if you use turmeric and you're taking arthritis medication. That's how good turmeric is. So that's one to add. You can make it as tea, you can make a powder out of it and just add to your tea. That's the easiest way. And also just adding it to your foods. Also for turmeric, you must take it with some chili, some pepper. Or peppers generally have what they call pepperine, and pepperine makes the body, helps the body absorb turmeric. So ginger also, it has anti-inflammatory properties as well, and you can include that in a drink. If you slice this as well or grated, will do you good. Let's look at herbs. So topping my list for cancer fighting herbs are oregano and rosemary. This is fresh from my garden. So let's just talk briefly about rosemary because it's really packed with a lot of goodness. So rosemary is packed with antioxidant, help reduce cancer risk, help improve memory. So during cancer treatment, there's what they call chemo brain. You forget, you tend to not remember a lot, but this helps improves memory. So very good to include in your diet if having chemotherapy. Helps with digestion. So if you're going through chemo again and constipated, this helps. And it helps with hair growth. We lose our hair during chemo. This helps with hair growth when you're ready to grow your hair. It helps with arthritis, Parkinson's. It's just a super herb. So, and smells really good. And for nausea as well, during chemotherapy, sometimes when nauseated, if you just put a leaf of rosemary in your mouth, it has this slight mint taste and also very good. Thyme is on this list as well for cancer fighting. We already use some of these every day, but it's good to know that they actually bring a lot to the table more than just making our food taste very good. So lastly, let's look at some cancer fighting drinks. So green tea tops that list. Very good, has properties that fight cancer. This is linked to the reduced risk of breast cancer amongst Asian women because they drink a lot of green tea, up to 5 a day. But I would say keep an eye on the caffeine, don't overdo it so you don't stay awake and can't sleep. You need a good night's rest. Also, coffee, if you can get organic, coffee is very good. Black coffee, both of them, no sugar, no milk, just by itself, hot water. For your green tea, let it sit for up to 8 minutes before you drink so that it can infuse properly. Another one is cacao. Cacao is just cocoa. We have cocoa in Nigeria, cocoa beans. You can have that as tea, blend it and have it as tea. No milk, no sugar, just pure 100% cocoa. Very good, has cancer fighting properties. These are just examples of foods research is pointing to as reducing cancer risk or foods you can use to support cancer treatment. So the list is long, but you get the idea. I'm sure you're already including some of these foods in your diet. If not, include them. What I would say for the fruits, the less sugar, the better, especially going through treatment. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, click on the notification bell, and also share this video with a loved one. It could save somebody's life. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video.